This is page 217 in the perspective of Zlatka. To a girl 2 tables over. I heard later the package had a sausage in it. Chapter 10 in the perspective of Fanya. More rumors. Floated in the wind, landed on my eager ears. Stories of a massive invasion. Allied troops, British, American, drawing nearer day by day. News. Spread from lips to ears the way lice and fleas jumped from body to head. News, any news, made me itch with excitement. Word spread through an invisible line of resistance, from the Polish underground to the camp that the Red Army neared Warsaw. Warsaw, so close. I've been to Warsaw, Zlatka said. I won a prize as a schoolgirl. I took a train by myself. I'd never seen such a magnificent city. Branya said, if the Russians take Warsaw, surely it will be just a matter of time before they get here. The end is near. But, I asked, what does the end mean for us? Will the Germans stoke the fires in the chimneys and finish us all? The end was near. Public punishment. On September 15, 1944, during Appell, while we all stood in perfect lines, and all the men on the other side of barbed wire stood in perfect lines, Mala and Edith were dragged to scaffolds. Edith in the men's camp, Mala in the women's. I could not see Edith, but I heard him cry out, "Long live Poland," the last word strangled in his throat. Mala, still beautiful, brilliant, and bold, though bloodied, cut her wrists with the dull razor before the hangman could do his job. The Germans tried to save her, binding her wounds, so she would die on their terms, not on her own. Mourning. For 7 days we sat Shiva, grieving. Silence, saturated with sorrow, hung over the camp. We did not play cards, talk, dream, or even sleep. Minyans formed to say Kaddish, even though we were girls. We all said the Shema, even though I was sure God was not listening. Another New Year. Time did not exist, just existing. Days did not matter, only surviving to the next. Yet someone knew it was the first day of Tishri, the day God created Adam and Eve, the first day of the Jewish year, Rosh Hashanah, Lashana Tova, Happy New Year, again, my second in hell. In huddled groups we proclaimed, silently, God is the one and only. We repented our sins and arrogance, asked forgiveness, granted forgiveness, though not to everyone, and prayed for a sweet new year. God decided if our names would be written in the book of life, who shall live and who shall die. But God had not been the one making those decisions for many years. Meister Eberhardt's good girl. Autumn storms turned the gray sky grayer. No sun sifted through the skylights to mingle with the yellow dust. Rain pelted down, tears shed by God and all his angels. We kept working, faster, harder, longer, turning out more weapons, bullets, shells, grenades, the end of my shift, ready to start, the long march back. Meister Eberhardt motioned me over, a wave of his hand, a thin smile on his face. I hesitated, looked between my friends, Zlatka, Branya, Guta, Giza, and the German Meister. There were stories. We all knew some poor girl not given any chance, unable to say no. But surely not Meister Eberhardt. He had been kind, abandoned cigarettes, gave smiles and sausages. He motioned again. Go, said the overseer, her riding crop at my back, a smirk on her face, as if I deserved whatever Meister Eberhardt wanted for me. I sucked in, lungs full of the heavy, damp, gray air, put my faith in Adonai, tried to remember what Zlatka had said. They cannot take my thoughts. Step forward, alone, with Meister Eberhardt. He grasped my hands. His palms, cold and sweaty, held me tight. He fumbled inside his suit coat. Eyes squeezed shut, trying to shut out whatever was coming. You are a good girl, he said, his voice raspy in my ear. Meister Eberhardt pressed something hard into my hands, a package wrapped in cloth, an old handkerchief. He said, "I'm sorry I can't do more." He was gone. Later, in the Koji, in darkness and silence, Zlatka, Branya, Guta, Giza, and I had a feast, a few bites of cheese. Smooth, creamy, delicious. I sent a prayer asking for Meister Eberhardt's forgiveness into the rafters. Fears for the Sonderkommando. The girl met her lover by Crematorium 4. He passed her parcels of food and clothing. She held his hand. He whispered in her ear. Tears streaked her face. A frown furrowed his brow. At night in the block, she sobbed into her hands. "The transports are slowing down," she confided to me. "That's good," I answered. The girl raised her tear-stained cheeks. "Yes, but what will become of the Sonderkommando?" I could not bring myself to answer. I knew the Sonderkommando would be the next to fuel the chimneys. Something sizzled in the air, crackled, like electricity, through the camp fences. Are the rumors true? Someone slithered in the guards, strengthening their fists as hard as rocks. Are the Russians getting closer? Something slowed, the dreaded trains, lessened the number sent, to the left, to the right. Will I be here when they get here? What was the point of suffering for so long only to die when the end was near? On a bright autumn day, we worked like it was any other. But soon we inhaled the tension of the guards, the capos, the overseers, the meisters, like we inhaled the yellow dust that sifted in the air. Whispers, across work tables, in the lunch line, in the lavatory. What is happening? I don't know. What's going on? I don't know. Through the day, my eyes stayed on my work, so not to draw attention, anger, a beating, or worse. Through the day, my ears stayed wide open to gather information. Through the day, my lungs filled with yellow dust, fear, hope, revolt. I heard bits of the story, standing at Appel, waiting in line at the washroom for evening ration, whispering among the Blakovas, capos, guards. The Sonderkommando revolted. Such bravery! What courage! Many tried to escape. Running toward the woods, most were gunned down before they got there. The entire squad of the Sonderkommando from Crematorium 4 was shot. But not before killing 3 SS corporals and wounding many others. Not before blowing up Crematorium 4, destroying walls, furnace, chimneys, evil. The Sonderkommando are not monsters, Zlatka said. Better to die fighting than live doing just what you are told, I said. A new block. With the bite of coming winter, we, the entire Union Commando, moved into a new block in Auschwitz. Closer to the factory. New, clean, big, with 2-tiered bunks, real mattresses, blankets for everyone, a lavatory with showers and hot water. Why? Why now? Who cares? Nothing the Germans do makes sense. Why should this? Just enjoy. Investigations. Determined to discover how the Sonderkommando got gunpowder, the Germans crawled over the Weichsel Union metalwork. Watching, questioning, inspecting, even closer than before. Finally, 2 girls I did not know, who worked in the gunpowder room, Alla Gertner, Astuja Wamblum, and a 3rd girl, who worked in a clothing commando, Rosa Robato, were taken to Block 11.